In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an offer so good that your meta ads can't fail. One of the biggest problems for people running meta ads, especially coaches and agencies, is their offers simply not strong enough. And then they blame their ads when they have poor performance, high cost per leads, low return on ad spend. So today I'm going to show you how to create a winning offer. And then we're going to show you how to improve that even further to make it an unstoppable offer. Just before we dive into that, I need to explain what a winning offer is not. So a lot of people confuse their offer with just simply being their service, so whatever they sell, them having something like amazing customer support, them having a great team, them being in business for 20 years, or them having a load of reviews, or good reviews. These are sort of things that are just expected by the consumer and by everyone. This doesn't actually, if having any of them or all of them doesn't actually make you a compelling option, especially when you don't have a notable brand behind yourself. So what a winning offer is, a winning offer comprises of a promise of a desired outcome. It needs to be a believable outcome. It needs to be perceived as low risk for that person, and it needs to be quantifiable. So here's an example of a Meta offer, an offer that you'll probably see on Meta, Instagram, Facebook, of, marketers basically trying to push this out for their brand. Learn Spanish fast without qualified tutors. That's the offer. You understand what they do, but ultimately it's not that enticing. Running ads to that, it just sounds like every other Spanish tutor agency out there. And you're going to be competing with loads of people. You're not going to get good results like this. So you make this a winning offer. And remember, we're not just doing winning offers. We're going to add to this and make it an unstoppable offer. But what makes this a winning offer is now we have added the 4 things that we talked about previously. A promise of desired outcome, making it believable, low risk, and quantifiable. So hold a 15-minute conversation in Spanish within 8 weeks, or we cover your next 4 lessons. Much, much stronger than what we had before, which was learn Spanish fast with our qualified tutors. So here's just that broken down for you. So as you can see, hold a 15-minute conversation. So that is a desired outcome combined with it being believable. So we're not saying become fluent, right? We're saying that, something that is desired outcome is being somewhat conversational, being able to hold a conversation with a Spanish local for 15 minutes. It's believable, but it's desirable at the same time. Quantifiable, so we have a few things in here that we've made quantifiable. So 15 minutes, saying exactly how much they'll be able to achieve within a certain time frame, so within 8 weeks. And then we actually quantify what they'll get if they don't achieve that. And that leads me to the last thing, which is lowering the risk. So in a way, we've added a guarantee here. So it's just like, we're so confident that you're going to be conversational in Spanish within, hold a conversation for 15 minutes within 8 weeks, that if you don't, we'll cover your next 4 lessons. So that's what a winning offer is. So if you actually put this to market, you'd easily be able to get sort of like a 3-to-1 return. However, a lot of business owners are becoming a lot more savvy about what their market offer needs to achieve. So we need to actually go a step further and now make it unstoppable. How do we make a winning offer unstoppable? So we need to increase the perceived uniqueness of what we're offering. We need to name an enemy, and I'll explain what that means. We need to reduce the amount of effort that it takes for that person to achieve what they need to do with your offer. And we need to increase urgency so someone takes action now instead of just delaying it for some future date. They'll probably never convert. Here's an example of an unstoppable offer, and don't worry, we'll break this down. Hold a 15-minute conversation in Spanish within 8 weeks, or we cover your next 4 lessons. If you imagine, that's the headline for your website. Using our Snapstreak method, you'll shortcut your way to real conversational Spanish rather than only being able to recite robotic phrases with Duolingo. We handle everything. You just show up for 3 micro sessions a week, no homework, no daily tasks required, only 12 spots per cohort, prices increase every new cohort. Applying to join the next cohort, 2 spots remaining at current prices. So that is now an unstoppable offer, and let's break it down. What we've added is we've added this paragraph that will go underneath the headline. So we've increased the perceived uniqueness by adding a naming convention for our method, Snapstreak. We've also added a trademark to show people that it is proprietary to us and they're not going to be able to get this anywhere else, which makes it unique. We've named an enemy, and we've been very specific here, like we've named a direct competitor, such as a Duolingo, but you really don't have to go as over as naming a direct competitor, you could just name something that your prospect has already tried and hated. So for instance, if it's them working with an advertising agency in the past, you can just say, aren't you fed up of non-performance based retainers that most agencies charge? Something like that. But we've been specific with Duolingo and the thing that they would hate, which is actually not being able to achieve their true desire. Instead, they're just reciting robotic phrases. Doesn't actually teach them real conversational Spanish. Effort reduction. So yeah, making it as easy as possible for them so they don't feel like you can have the best offer, right? But if you're not reducing the amount of effort or perceived effort someone's to put in, they're going to think it's going to take them ages. They might put it off. People are inherently lazy. They look for quick wins, right? So now we want to say no homework, no daily tasks required. They just have to show up and they have to do 3 micro sessions a week. And then we've also got urgency. So prices increase every new cohort. We only have a certain amount of spots per cohort. And this is going to increase urgency. You know, there's only 2 spots remaining at current prices. It means if they don't take action now, they're probably going to miss out and the price is going to go up. What you can do is you can justify why you're increasing prices every cohort, simply with some more text at the bottom or further down your page, or within your video sales letter, like VSL that you might have on this page as well. Some simple justifications are each cohort, you improve the module from feedback from the previous cohort and it gets better and better and your tutors get better and better. Something like that. This is all it together, the unstoppable offer. So we have our desired outcome, our believability. So it's not over the top. We're not promising the world here. We're not promising fluency. A low risk, so a risk reversal, a guarantee of sorts. We're making it quantifiable at every step that we can. We're making it unique to us so they can't find us anywhere else by giving our method a name, SnapSpeak. We've named the enemy, so something they don't like, so we're just confirming that we are not like the things you've tried before. We reduce the amount of effort they think they're going to have to actually take to learn Spanish. And we've added urgency so they don't just bounce and think, oh yeah, that seems like a good thing. Let me bookmark that website for later. They actually take urgency now because they need to, because otherwise the price is going to go up. So yeah, that is an unstoppable offer. And what this is going to do for your ads is if you're running a meh offer, which a lot of coaches and agencies are, you'll find that you'll struggle to get even a positive ROAS. You might just get 1 for 1, or maybe it's 2 for 1, but it's not profitable for you. So you're putting this much ad spend in, you're getting pretty much the same back, maybe slightly more. A winning offer, so what a lot of people have gone to market with because they somewhat understand offers, now put the same amount of ad spend in. Nothing's changed about the ads, by the way, same amount of ad spend. Ads can all be the same, but because we're changing the offer here, they're getting a 3 to 1 now. So, a hallmark of profitability, they can reinvest in their own ads. What we want to do is we want to now create an unstoppable offer so that when we put the same amount of ad spend in, keep the same type of ads, change the offer, and now we're getting something like a 9 to 1. Clients of mine are getting a 9.4 ROAS. That's what they averaged in 2025 across the year. And that's because we take a lot of time creating an unstoppable offer for them, and then we maximize it by making ads around that offer. But what I'm trying to get across here, guys, you can have great ads, you've got a good amount of budget, but ultimately it could actually be your offer that's letting you down and not your ads themselves. Make sure you subscribe for more meta ads tips and tricks, and ultimately some things that you can implement straight away into your business that is going to have a massive impact on your bottom line.